So, apparently, Mashi, Dane Coles, he was at Magic Round.
Oh, shit, yeah, I did see that message come through last night.
Yes, so Mania Stewart, he has some recollection of him and Dane Coles in a mannequin. We've yet to have confirmation on the mannequin, but we've had confirmation that Dane Coles, the runny bum, former All Black Hurricanes, was at Magic Round. He went dark, but we discovered that he was there.
Yeah, but be careful, because it was, I think Mania yesterday mentioned it on the pod. Yesterday was a disturbing podcast, wasn't it, for all, because we were all just really struggling.
You were.
Yeah.
I was fine. I had a wholesome weekend with my family in Raglan.
You were the bastion of health yesterday on the show.
Absolutely, I was.
But Pantsman was the one that's apparently confirmed the sighting of Dane Coles. And I don't, want to be harsh to Pantsman. Was he really in the state to be able to confirm or deny whether or not Dane Coles was there?
I would believe the Pants Man because he punishes people with selfies. Anyone mildly famous, they end up in his album.
That's true.
And he probably just looked at his album.
I have to send him a text and we'll have to see if there's a Dane Coles selfie floating around.
I want to know how many photos he took of himself
Thousands.
and league players. I want to see them. I want to see them all. I want to see them in a collage, like a quick fire collage.
Sure we can get them.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can get him. I'll reach out to him and see if we can blast him up because it would be great to see who Pantsman ran into.
Yeah. I reckon he takes photos with people he even thinks look like league players.
Fuck yeah.
He'll just take a photo just to be safe and then go back.
He's not a very confident man, is he, Pantsman, at the best of times? He is within his mates, but the moment alcohol passes his lips, he just then goes, "Oh, mate, do you reckon that's her
really?
Over there? Jonathan Thurston, do you reckon that's JT over there?"
He'll just send him over. He won't know.
Yeah, well, I mean... Fuck.
And then he runs it through that Google image thing and to verify it at the end.
Is that what he does? Yeah. I've not heard of him doing that.
So he basically throws so much mud at the wall. He's taking photos with anyone who's half athletic and then running it through Google image and go, "Oh, fuck, that's fucking Dave Simpson from the second grade Newcastle team."
He's going to racially get himself into trouble at some point. He's going to... Yeah, anyway.
Oh, but it'd be great if there like a crime was committed. You just go through his phone and look at all the suspects.
Oh, fuck yeah.
On there.
Do you remember that time that he lost his laptop, his work laptop on a night out, and then he woke up the next day, didn't have it, and then he had to go back through all his photos and his footage to track down his laptop?
Yes.
And he was able to do that because so many photos were taken on that night out.
And they got the security camera footage, and one of his mates walks in with his bag. Into anyone who's been out in Auckland, it's at Grand Central, which is rock bottom.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
On Ponsonby Road.
No offence.
And they, I mean, to be fair, they were quite good about it. It was after the Melbourne Cup, I believe.
Oh, that's
and he went to the bar, and he was one of 5 people who left their laptop bags there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a busy old day for the Grand Central people of Grand Central. They must see just anyway.
I mean, he goes hard, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. It's great to see. Anyway, okay, well, that wraps that up. Mania's not going full crazy. Let's hope he didn't self-harm last night.
We'll try and find a photo.
Under his blankie. I tell you what, I went on to the big show yesterday to do my G Lane versus the coin, where I predict Super Rugby games and then they toss a coin to predict the game.
Yeah, it's fantastic
I
stuff.
am ahead 29-24, by the way, and I trounced the coin 4-1 over the weekend. But they were...
Should you be proud of that? Yeah, I
they
suppose
were
you should
shallow. They were shallow men.
Yeah.
Like, I could see into their souls.
How was Hoodie J looking?
Hoodie J, so many demons. That audio we played yesterday of him on with Hindy and the other dude.
Because I was feeling so vulnerable, I didn't tuck into it as much as I probably should have. I've heard it back since.
Oh,
he was wasted.
But he's got a lot of demons about that. And I talked to him, just mentioned in the passing, and he was like, "Oh,
mate.
Mate.
I don't know if I want to see that."
But even old Pugsy there, Pugstone, their producer, he was just a shadow of a man. Keezy looked dead in the eyes. Minogio looked like eyes were like saucers still.
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
were really
a couple of
battling
messages
through.
were coming through from Mogi early hours that Friday morning.
Yeah. I think he might have solved the world's problems late through into the night with
Good
someone.
for him.
Anyway, but everyone's kind of back. No Tuesday blues, eh?
Oh shit, I'm feeling rough. I'll tell you that for nothing. My throat's doing that thing where it closes over.
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, because you had a quiet weekend away in Raglan with the family.
It's you youngsters. You haven't got no experience. Okay, let's get into this. Live from the Export Beer Garden studio. This is the agenda for Tuesday, May the 6th.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
So, kind of midweekish, I just basically stare at the TV above my desk. And watch mindless sport.
Yeah.
And a lot of mindless sport yesterday. The NBA, unfortunately, Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets got knocked out by Golden State.
It was great mindless sport, wasn't it?
They never really looked in it, to be honest. I don't think they led once.
This time of year is tough. This time of year is tough for watching that kind of sport because it's on right in the middle of the workday.
Yeah,
and you just feel yourself drifting off and watching it. But yeah, Houston, they shot like shit in the first half, and then they got Steph carried at the end of the game, really.
Oh, I got so carried. And then on the other channels is just replays ad nauseum of IPL.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of struggling to get into a little bit. But one thing that's been pissing me off in the IPL is that, have you seen the dot balls? And instead of a green dot ball, like in the overs, a little green tree comes up?
Yeah, I have seen this.
And the tree, to me, looks like the Lebanese flag. You know how they have that green tree in the middle?
I suppose it does.
And I was like, what's going on here? They certainly wouldn't be supporting Lebanon. And I was like, oh my God, I guarantee it's something fucking terrible. And it is.
Yeah.
So I researched it, and it says one of the green trees are the dot balls. In the IPL, trees are used as symbols for dot balls where no runs are scored. This initiative, known as the Green Dot Ball Initiative, was launched by BCCI, and they'd be, oh, that's nice.
Fantastic. Yeah.
In collaboration with Tata Group. So it's a promo.
Right. Yeah.
To promote environmental awareness. For every dot ball bowled in the IPL match, a tree's planted.
Well, this is fantastic stuff. I did some further research on this. Daily in India, they reckon that they lose between 4,500 to 5,000 trees to logging. So, and across a season of IPL cricket, on average, if 35% of the deliveries, which is on average, is about a dot ball, that means that they're looking at about 8,000 dot balls in a tournament.
Is that it?
So you're looking at growing 8,000 trees, and then so that's about 2 days worth of cutting down you're making back in an IPL season. So great work there, the promotional team. Just another bit of a greenwash.
You know what else I'm going to say? I'm going to call bullshit. I guarantee you they don't plant a single fucking tree.
Where would you even plant?
I don't think
they don't give a shit over there, do they?
Maybe pot plants.
Yeah.
Maybe in the hotels. I don't know. I'm being facetious, but
this is what sports is turning into now. The way is I think we were talking about this yesterday as we were watching the NBA. Is the paid promotions part of sport are hilarious. In different countries, you have to give it a different amount of energy because of how much the client does dictate and owns really the product.
Yeah.
Like in the States, for example, the product's everything, and they just throw away these probably multi-million-dollar promos with no energy, no gusto or anything.
I love it. No, but they do it in the same tone. They go, Adams with the rebound. Don't forget, tune in to HBO 1009, 6:30 Wednesdays as Steph Curry.
That's right.
3, and then they just carry on. I love it.
And then with us
that's integration.
With us here in NZ, we have to do some full humiliating artificial pitch with the KFC bucket behind Scotty J. Stevenson as they talk about if there's going to be a 6 or not this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is now happening in the IPL as well. I'd love to know how much the Tata Group is paying for
billions.
This Green Tree Initiative.
But billions. Anyway, speaking of good integrations, the Formula One over the weekend in Miami on Monday morning, we won't talk about it because Liam Lawson got T-boned in the first corner and he was out.
He's having an all-time shitter, isn't he?
He is. But in the lead up to every Grand Prix, they usually just stick all the drivers on a flatbed truck and do a lap of the track waving to the crowd.
That's right.
It's the same everywhere. There's flatbed truck. The drivers are like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's gladiator.
Another flatbed truck. Yeah,
stuff,
and you see it on Drive to Survive because that's the bit when they're like kind of whispering to each other. Like
the dynamic on those are quite interesting though, aren't they? And you see that in Drive to Survive. There is a bit of shit talking going on sometimes.
I think they dial it up. I think
you reckon. Yeah.
Totally. I think, and part of it in that last Drive to Survive has actually showed that quite a few of them are good mates. And they share planes and all sorts of shit.
That's right. And they're all bonding over the fact how much they hate doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But in Miami, they all drove Lego cars.
Fuck, this was awesome, man.
They were replica size Formula One cars made out of Lego bricks. Not Technics, no big bricks. Each car had 400,000 Lego bricks on it.
These were fucking amazing, these things, because there were crashes happening and
Lego,
tiny bits of Lego were flying off them.
Totally.
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
So each car, it was a drivable little F1, like it goes pretty slow. It was like
so they had an engine in them?
They had an electric kind of drive.
I mean, this is so gangster.
It was, and so 400,000 bricks on each car, and it was, they actually borrowed the actual chassis design from each team. So they could make it to scale. But I mean, they were obviously a bit chunkier. But in terms of the width of the cockpit and the spoilers and everything, and they had the sponsors all over them, each car had over a ton worth of Lego bricks. And then there was also...
Who was making these things?
Lego made them.
Holy shit.
They made them in Prague, because their head office is in Prague, and they made them all there and then shipped them out. But
just a bunch of nerds hanging around a table for a couple of years preparing that.
20 engineers and designers working on this.
Fuck me.
How good is that? I love Lego. And so the frame, they had a metal frame that they built it around, obviously, because you had to put axles and stuff. So that weighed 500 kg. So it was 1.5 tons of. It's almost as heavy as an actual Formula One car. And they, like you mentioned, they were racing in them, and they had one driving, and then one was in the humiliating seat.
Yeah, one was riding bitch.
Yeah, one was riding bitch, and you could tell who were the alpha drivers in each team.
People were looking so much into the dynamic. It was fantastic, because there's a stereotype in Formula One that every team has a first driver and a second driver.
Yeah,
and this was making some things clear.
And they kept crashing into each other because there was a bit of argy-bargy, like you're saying. There was Lego fucking everywhere all over the track.
Oh.
And Verstappen had to say, fuck, you're going to have... Afterwards, he said, you're going to have to sweep the track because there's fucking Lego everywhere. And George Russell...
F1 boys just getting so into it.
And George Russell, at the end of the race, like, they still had to humiliate them on a flatbed truck. And after the race, the podium finishers sat on a flatbed truck and they interviewed them around the track about the race on a flatbed truck. So the humiliating flatbed truck was still there. But... he asked George Russell, he said, how have you enjoyed Miami? What was your highlight of the race? And he goes, forget the race. Those Lego cars were sick. He goes, so he's just finished doing like 50 odd laps of Miami, and his first thing is, fuck, I want to get back in that Lego car. It was sick.
I think it was 3.5 k's an hour.
It was sick. He goes, it was so much fun. And it was like, fuck hell, that's funny.
The dynamic I noticed first and foremost was the Ferrari dynamic. I thought it was interesting that Charles Leclerc was in front of Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, that's interesting.
I thought Lewis Hamilton riding bitch was a real big dick maneuver from Charles.
Oh, well, does it show that Lewis Hamilton didn't give a fuck? Yeah, you drive, man.
Yeah, maybe Norris behind Piastri as well.
That could be the big dick. Could be you drive the stupid Lego car.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I don't want to drive this. This is for kids.
But then I think once they started driving, they were jealous because they were all. Fuck. Because Pierre Gasly T-boned someone else, and it was fucking funny. I wonder who drove between the Red Bull Racing Bulls. I wonder if Lawson drove.
I didn't even see that.
So that was probably the highlight of the weekend was the Lego cars. I wonder where they are now.
You can see how drivers get a little bit frustrated doing races in the States. Geez, they get wheeled out and spun around, and
I think it's all
promo and
that's all part of it now.
Yeah,
they're off to Imola now in Italy. So that's pretty hardcore. That's real grassroots fucking Ferrari Formula One
old school stuff
over there.
Okay, right.
So that's in a couple of weeks.
So no Lego races going on.
No, there'll be no Lego races there.
Nah, people rolling over in their graves when they heard about that Miami race.
Shit, no. So yes, that's in the Formula One desk. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We've got a slightly shorter agenda today, so we actually have to go to Eden Park and play some G9.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, so the G9 is basically you play 9 holes of golf around Eden Park. Not so much golf. They have 9 different greens on the actual Eden Park field, and you go around to different parts of the stand and tee off.
Fuck yeah.
A couple of years ago, we got pretty close to being thrown out.
Yeah.
Because they got a platform on the main grandstand, and they had a hole-in-one competition. And I got massively thrown under the bus because a mate of mine who's a Big Red, and Big Red was teeing off, and he goes, pass me a club. So I passed him a 4-iron.
Yeah, I'm scared already. No, Big Red.
And the CEO of Eden Park was next to him, so I was yelling to him. Fucking Big Red connected the fuck out of it. And it flew in so far up the other stand and into the stand. And the CEO of Eden Park goes, fucking hell, mate. The fuck? Settle down. And then fucking Big Red just looks at me and goes, I asked for a 9, he gave me a 4, and just threw me straight under the bus. And of course, the CEO's like, typical to me. And I'm like, fuck you, Red.
So we haven't been back since.
Nah, that's the last one.
Okay, sweet. So today, maybe when we rock up, a bit of maturity wouldn't hurt.
You only need 8 9s and pitching wedges because you're basically hitting onto the field, and you basically get a fucking. You've got to get it within the circle. You get 2, or you get a par, and if you spray it, it's a bogey.
Oh, it's kind of like playing on a simulator or something like that.
Yeah, it's close to that.
Yeah, if you get it in close within the hole or whatever.
Last time we went round with the groundsman, he's a good man, and he led us astray because he was like, we saw another group over teeing off in another stand, and he goes, see if you can hit them. And I was like, well, fuck if the groundsman's saying that. So I fucking laced one into the stand, and it clatters around in the seats, gives you a hell of a fright.
Oh, to make a real bang.
Ding, 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 ding. And I was like, I mean, I wouldn't condone that kind of behavior, obviously. But
where's the first team? What's the course record? That's what I'll be asking today.
Yeah, so, and I think they're still taking bookings. So if you're around the Auckland region, it is a pretty unique experience getting to go around Eden Park. You get to putt in the All Blacks changing room.
That's pretty sick.
And stuff like that. They've got a bar there. There's DJs at night. They've got an evening session as well where They got a hole-in-one comp, I think, with a big KFC bucket in the middle of the paddock there. So yeah, look into it. It's a good night.
Are we taking on the Hodaki Bricky boys? Are we?
Yeah, and we're down a man. Marty's pulled out, and Marty plays.
He's
Marty
a good
plays.
golfer,
He plays off a 5.
Why is he out?
I don't know.
Work-related issues
He's
or
got
something?
some farewell.
Oh, okay, right. So we're down.
I mean, look, if we all
only golfer. That does concern me.
Yes.
What's Big Red up to?
He's not allowed back.
No, he's not allowed back.
He's not allowed
so
back.
after that 4-iron incident.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take a quick break, and we're going to go to the NHL desk, and we're going to probably ask Joe Jury about this.
Yeah,
and I
please.
said to Joe, the only way you're going to make NHL interesting for me is some sort of fight statistic or a hot tip on gambling.
Look forward to it.
Okay. Right. Just like the NBA, Mashi.
Yeah.
NHL is getting into the playoffs, so it's starting to get a bit more interesting. Now, for me, this team here, the Winnipeg Jets, they missed a trick here. They should have called themselves the Winnipeggers.
Oh, no, they have missed a trick there, actually.
And if they played ice hockey just with strap-ons, all skating around with strappies.
You know, you are onto something
Yeah,
there.
anyway, the Peggers, they scored with 1.6 seconds left in Game 7 against St. Louis to tie the game and take it to overtime. With about 3 minutes left in double overtime, the Peggers scored to win Game 7 and move on to the second round. So imagine me 1.6 seconds away from moving on to the playoffs, and then you're out and your season's over for the St. Louis team. So is that an upset, Joe Jury?
No, it wouldn't be an upset because the Peg, as they're called.
Yeah.
So you were right there.
Peggers.
No, just the Peg. Deep in the Peg. They were the best team in the regular season, so they won the President's Trophy. St. Louis were the lowest seed in the Western Conference.
Okay, so it's no big surprise they went through, but
they should have won. They were up 2 goals with 2 minutes to go and then tied it with 1.6 seconds. So
you could say that's a choke.
Massive choke, yeah.
Did shit go down? Did they lose a player or anything like that? Was it a power play or?
No, just extra goalie, extra skater with the goalie out, and
did they have
2 goals.
Did St. Louis have any South Africans in their team?
No, but they have an Australian.
Ooh, okay.
What does the South African have
well,
to do
they're
with it?
fucking notorious chokers.
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying.
Mainly on the cricket field.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
mainly on the cricket field.
Yeah, knockout sport and South Africans
Yes.
don't
go
mix.
well.
No.
Apart from Rugby World Cups.
Yeah, other ball.
Which I get reminded of constantly. Every time I have a crack at South Africa, I just get bombarded with rugby.
There's a closet kind of South African rhetoric going on behind closed doors here in the fandom of the ACC. I've noticed that. Like if you'll go out and about, there are a couple of South Africans that are looking to take us down on the things we have said about South African sport. And rightfully so too. Anyway,
I tell you what, they don't let you down though. South African parents of young kids, they don't let you down. It must be some sort of cultural thing, but they just scream and yell, and the accent is just so grating. And there's like 8-year-old kids getting screamed at by some fucking crazy dad.
I've never lived on the shore, and I know it's not really our job here on the agenda to kind of go into racial stereotypes, but is it true what they say about South Africans on the North Shore?
Oh, yeah,
is there a lot of South Africans over there? Okay, great. So I can imagine sport on a Saturday does really fire up.
East Coast Bays Rugby Club and Silverdale, fucking follow them.
Yeah.
Yelling, screaming, just like, calm the fuck down. Jesus, you're not in the high belt. Like I saw one guy, it was in the middle of winter, and he's got no shoes on, tiny little shorts, tight t-shirt, and he's got this big guts, and he's just marching up and down the sideline, going, "Done! Smash him! Smash him! Smash him!" And I was like, "Bro, chill out! Fuck! What did you say? Did you talk to me?"
We need to go to some rural sport in South Africa at some point, because
it must be what they do.
It must be like that.
And
but everyone's like that over there.
Kiwi parents going, fucking chill, bro. And one guy last year, he had to get ejected from the field. All the parents, even the parents on his own team, were like, "You just chill the fuck out, man."
Oh, that's the worst part. It's always the people on the same team as you that you're worried about the most.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if there's someone else acting like a penis, then you can deal with it. But
Kiwis aren't. We're not immune.
No.
But I'm just saying, it's just for some reason, because I'm based on the shore and in the North Harbour League, there just seems to be a majority of yelling parents do come from South Africa.
I witnessed.
I'm going to get a lot of hate now, but I'm not.
What's it even
I've been
about?
I've been primed to do a bit of shouting.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
under my breath.
Resident former Warriors commentator on the ACC, Di Henwood. I've seen him watch his son play league. He's got a South African vibe about him. He gets stuck in.
Yeah, right.
So, we're not clear of it, and I'm not judging for it. I think it's just amazing that 100% of South Africans go 100% of the time. and I don't know if it's 100% necessary.
No, there's quite a few. There is actually a lot of a good one.
I saw a great dynamic the other day.
There's some high quality ones. Don't worry.
Oh,
I'm not casting dispersions on all of them. It's just I seem to come across a vast majority of them. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
That's a fair point. You are the common factor in this whole situation. You are always there.
Yeah, correct.
With whatever you notice, you're there. I saw a Mancunian and a South African go at it the other day. That was a great 10 minutes.
Okay.
A guy from Manchester.
That'd be interesting.
And a South African. Oh, hey, mama.
What were they arguing about?
Football.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah, it was unusual. I think the issue...
Well, not unusual for the Mancunian, but...
That the Mancunian had with the South African was getting stuck into the football like, we'd expect to, like we've explained over the last 5 minutes of career-limiting podcasting here. And then the Mancunian was not happy with the kind of analysis of the game, and then they ended up getting into the whole who knows more about the sports situation. It was carnage. And then it turned into
really
just your kid versus my kid, and it wasn't good.
Hang on, are you saying Mancunian or Mancunian?
Mancunian.
Is it right? Is it Mancunian?
It is Mancunian.
I thought you were talking about a cat there for a sec, because you can get Mancoons. I was like, why is the South African arguing with a big giant fluffy cat?
Fluffy cat. He might as well have been, to be fair.
You're a puss. That would have been quite good. You're a puss.
Yeah, there was a bit of that going around.
Sorry, back to NHL desk. We got railroaded. Gambling. It's only going to make NHL interesting for me in the playoffs.
Yep, absolutely. I got some picks here, G Lane. So there's 4 series left.
Yes.
Toronto versus Florida. Florida's the defending champions.
Yep.
I am picking Toronto in that series.
Really?
Yep.
You're a what do you call a Canadian file? Just a
simp.
You're a simp.
Canadian simp.
Yeah, you're a Canadian simp. So I don't know whether to trust whether that's with your head or your heart.
The other series is Vladimir Putin's main man, Alex Ovechkin, the Washington Capitals.
The US media are not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
They're playing the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm picking the Capitals in that one. Just they've got the power of Putin behind them.
Yep.
Edmonton Oilers versus your Vegas Golden Knights.
Yes.
Edmonton with Connor McDavid to beat Vegas in that series.
It sounds great that the Vegas are in the playoffs, though.
Well, they were a powerful team in this season.
They were good. They were great to watch.
And the last series is Dallas against Winnipeg, or the Peggers.
Yep.
Dallas to win that.
Really?
So,
Dallas to beat they qualified top the Peggers, and you're saying that Dallas is going to beat them?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
So multi that up, that's paying $18.30.
Okay. So say it again. You've gone Toronto, Capitals, Edmonton, Dallas.
Now, I don't pretend to know a lot about things, but paying $18.30 for some head-on-heads in a multi concerns me slightly. Are you...
It's just to take the series.
That's a series win, yeah.
Series win.
Okay. Right.
I'm doing that. I'm going to go there. That's not bad eating. You're quite confident with that as well.
That's what I mean. Is it's great eating for that amount of confidence. It feels a little bit more like the odds of a Hail Mary to me than a confident bet.
Now the odds there are pretty good. So Toronto's paying $2.50.
Yep.
Washington $2.25.
Okay.
Edmonton $2.10 and Dallas $1.55.
So nice. So 3 outsiders.
And it's paying $18.
Okay.
How good's the tab?
Okay. Well, I'm on to that. Hey, in other news, in county cricket, the number 10 batter who was playing in the Lancashire-Gloucestershire game is the veteran seamer Tom Bailey. He was going for a second run, dotting his bat down, and his phone fell out of his back pocket.
Yeah, my question to you, Tom Bailey, is what is on that phone, mate?
Well, the thing is...
What is on that phone? What made you have to take it out into the middle? What made you not be able to leave it in your bag at home? Who are you texting?
No, the thing is...
What's on your camera roll?
No, it's not.
Look, it takes one to know one here, G Lane, and I know a man that doesn't want something to be seen on his phone if he's going out to the middle with his phone in pocket.
But you have to hand your phone-ins at the start of the game. So international cricket and any game that you can gamble on, any county game, international game, mobile phones are not allowed in the changing room. You basically hand them in at the start, they're locked away, and you get them back at the end because it's match fixing.
Okay, this is just a cock up then. Because he's not that much of an idiot. I mean, because you would have, even if it didn't come out, someone's going to notice a phone in your pocket, I think, eventually. I think he's just completely forgot about it then. Well, I thought he might be cheating on his partner.
Nah.
Allegations taken back.
No. It's more around corruption and what you're up to because you can obviously be contacted live during the game. I mean, famously, when mobile phones first came out...
Did he have an earpod in?
Famously, when mobile phones first came out, Ian Botham would hand his hat and his mobile to the umpire. And at one stage, I think it might have even been international, he answered the phone in the middle of the match.
Oh, yeah.
So it's back at... But that was obviously probably like could have been, who knows, it could have been his wife.
The Nokia 210 was getting handed in pre-match, and now...
So both of them also needed to hand his phone in that night he sent that.
Jesus,
he should be handing his phone in most nights.
That dick pic he took is like a grey old dead
Ian Botham should wake up
sausage.
in the morning and hand his phone in.
Yeah, that's
after
true.
that photo.
Yeah. So we're interesting to see what happens here, because I don't know what he's gonna say. Say like, I forgot it was in my pocket, but he's in his full whites. It's just plopped out.
I don't know.
I don't know what he's gonna.
I think he's worried about a certain text coming through or something like that.
I guarantee that Tom Bailey went in and deleted his history immediately, because I'd say that the match referee would have been keen, even if it wasn't match fixing. It could have been anything. They're going to go through his phone.
He didn't leave one on off stump, did he?
So we'll see. Yeah. Did he run one short? Who knows? Rightio. Well, we're going to knock that on the head. We're going to take a quick break, and we've got 3 more yours pleasers to get through. And don't forget, if you do want to go and play a bit of golf at Eden Park, G9 is on now. Just go to edenpark.co.nz and you can book your spot. Evening sessions as well with DJs and all sorts. Get into it. But we'll be back in just a moment.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
So we had probably one of the greatest yours pleases ever yesterday, live from Magic Round and a laundrette.
On the Sunday morning, I think it was, wasn't it?
Let's see what we've got today. First one, yours, please.
Hey lads, have been listening to a bunch of different podcasts today while at work. Noted that Mania lost his toothpaste on his way to the Brizzy Golden Round.
Yeah.
But also last week, Friday, Jeremy Wells mentioned to Mania in the morning that he was not able to carry liquids over a certain volume in his carry-on. So he was pre-warned and still managed to fuck that one up. No excuses. Love yous, fuck yous.
Do you know what? I think this is the classic mistake, and I know that Mania would have been thinking this. His toothpaste was 120 grams or whatever, and it was half full.
Yeah.
And he's gone for it hasn't got more than 100 grams in it. But they don't look at that.
No, shouldn't
they? Don't look at how full it is. They look at the vessel. What's the vessel capable of carrying? 120 mils, you muppet. You're out.
And that yours pleaser was he just really contacting us to hit Mania with a "I told you so"?
I'm pretty sure.
It had that vibe about it. Like you were warned.
Well, the thing is, this guy he's quite clever. He stitched together 2 podcasts and discovered, that Mania is actually just unprofessional.
Yeah.
And he pleaded that customs were being finicky, and this yours pleaser has just said no. Mania is at fault here. He got told by Wells, who is a finicky traveller at the best of times. Wells, he travels with his bathroom setup. I've roomed with him a number of times. Is quite complex. You got the man bags that fold out into 4 compartments.
Oh yeah,
and you got skincare.
Is that what he's running? One of
hair
those?
Care. Yeah, just he runs a shaving stone with a brush. Like he's an old man, with the stone, and you have the brush.
Yeah,
and you brush your face.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I didn't realise that, but he does need to kind of keep on top of that type of thing. He's a hairy man.
Wells.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Mania.
Oh, Mania. No, Mania was running. The reason why he got busted as well, because he got carry on only as well, so he didn't check anything in.
No, sorry.
So there you go. Okay.
There's no kind of threat from Wells' facial here.
And also, there's no argument from us about him being a piece of crap.
And I do like those voice memos that come in that are just a voice of reason.
Yes,
and they hold us all responsible.
Hold us to account.
Yeah.
Next one, yours, please.
Listening to the Agenda podcast tonight has made me feel a lot better about not winning the trip to Texas, really. Mania reckons he's smoked about 1,040 J's darts. You don't need one of them.
No.
And he gets a wee bit hungover and you've got to tell him how good he is. No.
Yeah.
Enough mates like that don't need to be putting up with that sort of stuff. Cheers, Mania. Fuck Canterbury.
Yeah.
That's a great point, actually.
That's a good point. If you didn't win the trip to Texas, I think you still can win a chance if you head into your Liquorlands or your Big Barrels. There's still a chance to win. But you're right. You don't win that trip and have to go along and just tell Mania how good he is just because he can't handle his piss.
We were quite soft on Mania yesterday. And maybe that was my fault because I was also feeling a little bit
I was about to
fragile.
say, you were a piece of crap as well. Both of you were pieces of crap.
Yeah, you should have seen me beforehand trying to fire up the phone line so we could call our winner for
when you were trying
Texas.
to call Tom.
Oh, fucking hell, mate. I almost flipped the desk. I was so pissed off.
I couldn't work out why you were so stressed. You had to ring like 8 numbers.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
And you almost did a repeat of what happened with the Hodaki winner of the Export Ultra Beer Garden Tour when you rang reception 10 times.
I ran reception once.
A few times. There was
I stand by what I say. I've stood up for myself for decades.
There was no one at reception until 8:30.
Shout out Millie.
When was the first time Millie answered the phone?
Yeah, about 27 minutes past 8. To be fair.
We've done an investigation into this.
Have you? And you never shared the results?
Well, no, we just filed it away. We just filed it away.
Pussy.
Yeah. Anyway.
You thought you'd confront me with it on Icky Tuesday, did you?
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
What a top bloke.
You don't work there anymore. Who cares? Next one, yours, please.
Yeah, g'day. Fucking Monday traffic, 5 minutes into the podcast. Beautiful day, traffic's fucked. Just listen to Mania chat about how much productivity he's going to do while he's dusty as fuck. I think every bloke can relate to that. You go, oh, I'm going to do this, I'll do this, I'll go for a walk tomorrow. You wake up, you're hungover, you don't. Just let's be honest with yourselves. Just face your demons, embrace it, cuddle your blankie, you have a wanky, you know.
I knew he was going to say that. I could feel the have a wanky coming.
Look, that's totally fine if you're not got any other responsibilities. It's fine.
Which he doesn't.
You can climb under your blankie and have a wanky because he's fine. He's got a cat. He's got a cat that hates him. It vomits everywhere. So it's not like he's got any other responsibilities. But when you're running little punishers at home.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, that's when you really got to go, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And you've got to go do something. And if you really want to punish yourself, you take them somewhere like some arcade where there's lots of flashing lights and loud noises. Really put yourself through the ringer.
I can't think of anything worse. That's not good. Have you done that before?
Yeah.
What about a movie or something like that?
The movie's good.
Movie's good for kids because then you can just sleep. Or...
Movies are great too, and because there's quite a few movie theaters now that have the double beds at the front, the day beds.
Yeah,
fucking great. Because you go, okay, kids, has everyone got a litre of Coke?
Yeah.
Has everyone got Maltesers, M&Ms,
nice,
and enough popcorn to choke yourself on? And they're like, yep. I said, night.
And hopefully,
do not wake me up.
The kids are dead.
Do not wake me up. And if you need to go piss, get your sister to take you.
My favourite thing about the yours pleasers that come through to us here on the agenda is about the first... You've only got 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And the first 15 seconds is often them telling us how they are listening to today's episode.
Oh, just
and I don't want to
how you
tell
start
people how to use yours please, but we are assuming you listen to the episode.
That's a bit like when you have callers on the radio and you go, oh, g'day Joe, and they go, oh, g'day Mashy, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you? Yeah, good. It's like, fuck that off. I don't want to know how good you are, or just get straight into it.
Yeah. And
g'day Joe. Joe comes and goes, you're an asshole. Thanks, Joe. Boom.
And quite often on radio, you've also talked to them for about 3 minutes off mic, trying to tee them up.
Get rid of the pleasantries.
Yep.
Although I quite like the pleasantries.
Actually, to be fair, if we didn't have the pleasantries, then I'd be more offended by every talkback that comes in.
You'd be saying, why are they so rude?
Yeah, I would say that.
Because I'd just come in and say, fuck Canterbury and hang up.
Yeah, they would. They'd say something offensive and then fuck off. So actually keep the pleasantries.
Okay. But on that, let's knock it on the head. On Thursday, Matt Heath is in for the potty. Then James McConey on a Super Rugby Friday.
Can we just remember to send him the run sheet, please, Joe?
Nah.
Okay, so we're going to play some golf.
Surprise him. Yep. And we'll see you on Thursday. See you later.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.